President Vestreitz, dear Annemarie Sipkes, dear Rupert Wood, distinguished guests. Thank you very much for inviting me to speak here at the FTTH conference. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all here in Austria. The past 2 years since the COVID outbreak haven't been easy at all. So I'm very glad indeed to meet you here all in person. And I'm also very happy that even a delegation from the Ukraine is attending the conference. Homeschooling, working from home, video conferencing, online shopping, e-government, streaming films, the COVID pandemic has hugely increased demands on digital infrastructures. We have seen the importance of digital infrastructure rise, both at work and at home. And we all need a fast and stable internet connection. And now the time has come to drive forward the digital decade, which is only possible with a stable broadband connection, as you all know. Austria has a very good coverage. 91% of all households have at least 30 megabits per second, and 50% have already a gigabit connection. As the federal government, we have therefore set ourselves an ambitious goal, providing Austria with nationwide fixed and mobile gigabit connection by 2030. For this, we have a concrete plan. First, at least 60% of Austrian households will be upgraded privately by companies. The Telecommunication Act has created investment-friendly conditions here. Austria completed the national implementation of the European Electronic Communications Code in October 2021. The relevant law, the so-called TKG, includes a large number of provisions covering all areas of telecommunications. One important part is the creation of incentives for investments in high-speed broadband networks, because the demands on electronic communication networks are constantly growing. This has been achieved by simplifying cooperation and co-investment agreements under the sector-specific laws. Secondly, frequency allocations of mobile communication. Broad coverage obligations were imposed on operators for the rapid mandatory rollout in underserved areas in the countryside. As a result of these coverage obligations, around 1,700 towns and villages will achieve nationwide high-performance mobile broadband coverage by 2023. This means that by 2030, we will be able to cover 80% of these areas. Thirdly, the remaining areas, there are public subsidies. Since 2015, we have invested more than €1 billion in broadband expansion, reaching 1.1 million citizens and supporting a rollout in nearly 1,400 towns and villages. This has, in turn, triggered investments of €2.5 billion. With the new framework of the initiative Broadband Austria 2030, a total of 1.4 billion additional funds will be available until 2026. With our second so-called broadband billion, we will take a huge step to achieve our goal. However, especially in the countryside, expansion is difficult and, of course, as you know, expensive. That is why we are starting the Broadband Turbo with the second broadband billion. We can make even better use for digitalization. Through good digital infrastructure, we can create equal opportunities in the regions. You have to know that around 40% of the Austrian population live in non-urban areas. People should be free to choose where they live. Broadband expansion is also crucial for an attractive business location. If we want to remain competitive, we must invest in digital infrastructure, make Austria even more livable through digitalization. Nevertheless, we all have to act together to reach our ambitious goal of nationwide fixed and mobile gigabit connection by 2030. Every euro we invest in digital infrastructure is an investment in the future, in quality of life, and in competitiveness. I'm very much looking forward to my new task of leading Austria one further step into the digitalized world. Thank you very much.